if you've ever caught yourself in a cycle of knowing that something is wrong, but not quite knowing how to fix it, and then just continuing to act the way you've been acting despite knowing that that action is not serving you, you are not alone, first of all. And second of all, that is called self-sabotage. And it is a cycle, but it is a cycle that can be stopped. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how to identify when you're doing self-sabotaging behaviors and how to mitigate them and start taking action that actually moves you forward toward your goals instead of taking you back, because that's what we sometimes do when things get uncomfortable, when things get new. We retreat, we try to make old habits fit into new life, and that doesn't work, and then we kind of freak out. So that's one way that self-sabotage can happen, but there are so many ways, and I think the best way to start this is just to give an example of what I've been dealing with, which is this lovely YouTube channel. I'm having so much fun, like, coming up with ideas and making little vloggy fun life admin day videos and such shit, but I've found myself being resistant toward taking the steps to put in the reps, Dr. Seuss over here, of actually making the videos and not just coming up with ideas, because making the videos means forward action. And my self-sabotage, my comfort zone, wants to stay where we are, which is exactly no action. And now that I'm feeling like there's a little bit of traction, geez, we're really Dr. Seussing it up in here today. There's a little bit of traction happening. I don't want to take action anymore because of the first reason that some people self-sabotage, which is fear of success. And I know that can sound a little trite, like, oh, you're afraid your dreams are gonna work. Like, yeah, I actually am. I am afraid, and I'm afraid that if I put in the reps and I do the things I say I'm gonna do, and I get the outcomes that I say I want, I'm going to have to hold myself accountable to keep doing those things. And it's not that I don't want to do that, it's just, it feels like commitment. And I know that I've talked a good game on here about, like, reframing commitment as experiments and, like, trying to put the reps in without keeping the outcome goal, like, forefront of my mind. But honestly, it is scary, and it's been holding me back from doing the thing, because sitting in the planning phase and the ideation phase is comfortable. And self-sabotage can happen so often when we're faced with discomfort that comes from a change. Like I was saying before, when we try to, like, shoehorn old behaviors into a new pattern or old routines into a new life, you can get the outcome of resistance and, like, weird, like, it doesn't fit the way it used to. Like, for me, with this YouTube channel, I feel like I used to not really care because I was doing it solely for myself, and now I care in a little bit of a different way because I'm doing it to prove to myself that I can do it. And that brings me to the second reason people self-sabotage, which is the fear of failure. And the fear of failing publicly, especially, because that's mortifying. I've come to realize, though, that there really is no failure if you don't stop. You can't. failure can't hit a moving target. Like, you can't fail if you don't quit, because something is going to happen. There's going to be some sort of traction that happens. Something you do is going to work, and God, it's like you just bounce between fear of failure and fear of success when you're self-sabotaging. So what it's actually looked like in practice for me to get out of this cycle is when I notice that I don't want to be doing something, but my body and mind are like, let's do it anyway. Like, for example, if I smoke weed, I cannot function after doing that. And sometimes I find myself going, oh, well, I'll just hit the bowl before I go on my afternoon walk to make the walk nicer. I don't know. Knowing full well I haven't filmed a video yet for that day. And that if I even hit the bowl once, if I do it one time, I'm not going to be able to film that video. But I'll justify it. And it's that justification of like, it's comfortable in this moment to do this action or to not do this action. And pushing past that discomfort is really what we need to focus on when we're trying to get out of the cycle. Pushing past that moment of discomfort, because that's all it is. It's a moment. It will pass. Like, it will, the urge to not sit down and film the video, the urge to like just keep doing what I'm doing and not put the microphone down and hit record, will pass the like sinking feeling. And you need to be able to sit with that feeling long enough to be bigger than it. Because it's going to come up in other areas of your life. It's going to come up when you are avoiding hard conversations with people. It's going to come up like that momentary feeling of I should do this. I know I'm supposed to, but I don't want to because it's icky and it's uncomfortable. I think that skill of being able to sit in discomfort for just a moment before taking an intentional action next is a skill that you really need to cultivate if you want to get past self-sabotage. So, additionally, in conclusion, also, I think what can happen when people realize that they're doing a behavior that isn't serving them is like you get disgusted with yourself and you kind of ick yourself out by being like, really? You smoked weed? Now you can't make your video? Really? And having to face that over and over, you don't see it as being worse than self-sabotage, like the act of not doing the thing, because it does feel comfortable in the moment, but in the long run, sitting with that like disappointment in yourself and really letting it sink in. Like, I know it doesn't sound like a pleasant experience because it's not, but whatever it is that you are avoiding or procrastinating or trying to do and not taking the right like needle moving action, sit with the feeling of icking yourself out because you didn't do it. And gosh, this sounds so harsh, but it's true. If you're able to stay in that moment and go, this is not something I want to experience again, then it's a lot easier to, next time you're confronted with that same emotion of the initial discomfort, to then remember, okay, if I push past this discomfort and I go ahead and do the thing I said I'm going to do, I won't have to experience that ick, that disappointment in myself. And so, yeah, I think that that's the best way that I can frame self-sabotage in terms of identifying it and getting rid of it, and the reasons why we do it in the first place, because it's something that's afflicting me and I'm over it. So catch me making more videos, whether they're good or not, because I'm not self-sabotaging anymore.